Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you again in the first of 4 episodes leading to the Christmas show, where I'm going to make sure that you, the fan of the Heat Override, and the rest of the crew, Chrissy Ray and Mini Override, will receive a gift. I will also be giving away a top prize for the right answer to my number 1 Star Wars video game of all time when I do my top 10 Star Wars video game podcast. So without further ado, let's get to it. Oh yeah! Your mom doesn't like that too much. How you doing, Mini Override?
I'm doing good.
That's good. How was school today?
Good.
That's awesome. That is great. Oh yeah. So, what did you learn about?
Was there a certain subject you want me to tell you about?
Let's do science, since this podcast today is about Star Wars. What'd you learn about science? You already forgot? You're such an
Oh yeah, I learned about the planets.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Did you learn about Kashyyyk?
No.
What?
Did you learn about Naboo?
No.
What?
Did you learn about maybe Tatooine?
No.
What?
Did you learn about Dathomir?
No.
Hell yeah!
Alright! That's awesome. That's really great. Yo, but let's think about this, alright? So, what we're going to start off with this today is Star Wars Fallen Order. How's the game been evolving for you?
Well, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you fight these bosses that sometimes get really hard and you have to fight several times.
Who's fighting several times, you or me?
Mostly you.
No, it's not me. Come on, you die.
Yeah.
Alright. Yes, I do die. But, sometimes in this game, you're just going to have those. You got to learn the patterns. And what I like to do, because it doesn't matter if you live or die anyway in this game. Maybe it does. I haven't seen a game count deaths in a long time anyway. But when I go in at first, I can beat them. So when I encountered the second sister the second time, I beat her straight up first time. But that's because as my skills evolve and our character Cal becomes stronger through earning the experience points and putting them in the right areas, that allows us to use more attacks and be able to take more damage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. We're talking about right now is character improvements. So of the 3 trees, I have been ignoring the Force tree. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like when I buy extra health, don't you?
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah, and you live longer. That's really where it comes from, is living longer and being able to take more damage. So that means everything. So that's how I build my character. And then I spent the 3 points on lightsaber throw. So amazing. Have you used it yet? No? Oh yeah, you haven't, because
he made a double lightsaber, so it was just a 1 lightsaber, and then he made a double lightsaber.
That is correct. I did do that.
No, you didn't do that. He made it himself.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Cal does. That's how the game is designed, because they want to make it, you feel like you can customize that lightsaber like that. And it's really cool. We need more colors, though. I mean, how do I have only 3 colors, and I bought the deluxe version, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy. Crazy. I don't understand it.
You probably have to earn them.
I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. So let's move on. So the second sister, she's pretty evil, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's mean.
She also took her helmet off.
Yeah, I was really surprised by that. What did you think about that? Like, should they? Isn't there like a code? Because Mandalorians shouldn't do it.
I don't think that she should have took her helmet off.
Yeah. Do you remember her name?
No.
Trilla.
I know it started with a T. I just didn't remember it.
So we're past that right now. We're going back to Bogano, and we're doing our fight on right there. So we're actually going to play that after this. And let's move along. So the story, do you like the story so far? When the second sister broke to him that she was Trilla and that her master is Siri, who sold out, who she thinks sold out, how do you think Cal's going to handle that?
Well, maybe not too well.
I think he'd be all right.
Get over it.
Yeah, he could get over it. I mean, right now, Cal would be perfect for this game, because what he's doing right now is he doubted Trilla. He really did. And what I think, he's good at heart. We know that. There's a reason. But the thing is, he has been secluded. So he doesn't know how treacherous the real world is. And Siri has helped him and got him to learn new skills and meet BD1. So...
Or STEM.
Yeah. And that's the most right there. That, to me...
Ooh, yeah!
...is what makes this game great. It's moving up. It already has hit my top 10. The controls, the way it moves, I can do so much that I want to do, and I think that makes a true game. You don't have a lot of experience playing old crappy games that controlled like horse shit. Sorry, some mini overrides a little used to me slipping at the tongue there. So let's get back to it. Now that we've talked about it, we need to go play more of the game. I want to know more of this story. Somebody went and watched the 3 hours videos and let Vader pop. Spoiler alert. Yeah, so we're apparently going to see Vader.
We haven't seen him yet.
Oh man, if I got to fight Vader, I'm just going to let him kill me the first time.
Why?
Why not? No, yeah.
Are you just going to stand there?
No, I don't know. But whatever. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah!
So let's move along. All right, The Mandalorian.
Yes.
What was your take on the last episode of The Mandalorian?
When he, well, it was sad when he had to take Baby Yoda because they have trackers somehow on him. Well,
Yeah, I don't know about this tracker. That's the one thing, is how the hell did they get this tracker? I thought it was in the crib.
Wait.
But he don't have the crib now. He's just walking around. So did they infuse him with a tracker? How do they always know where this baby is? And that just supports the theory that people think that this baby is a clone.
Well, maybe they seen another species of it, and then they studied it a lot, and then every time a new one gets born, they're going to try to catch it.
Yeah, I think so, but there's also all the words that Yoda said. Oh, go on.
But when the guy took him, he might have had something on him. But again, the people before Baby Yoda happened there, when he was coming in, they had already thing on him before he took him to the thing and doing whatever he did.
Yeah. The guy that some people also think is a clone too, or whatever, with the people who paid his bounty, the doctor-looking guy. We don't know his name. We don't really care. He's nothing to us. Ooh, yeah. So, but there was that one time when that dude, I really thought that bounty hunter was going to shoot, and the Baby Yoda thing was going to stop the bullet before it even got to him. Like, I thought that was happening. Like, the Force knew, he would have just known that he he's that aware with his surroundings. But it didn't go down like that. You know, she came from behind him, Mandalorian's helper, and, you know, she took him out. So that leads to the ATST. That thing was wicked with the red lights, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was creepy.
It wasn't like a normal red. It was kind of like a darker red.
Yeah. Like, I liked, it was like a violent red. It was like a Darth Maul red. It was like red lightsaber red.
Ooh, yeah.
So, man, that was cool. But they worked together as a team. And, you know, when I was listening to a couple of the previous podcasts that I listened to, because I also listened to Rebel Scum Cast, so you can find them on Twitter. I said you could go follow them on Twitter at Rebel Scum Cast and be entertained. Yo, Brock and James are funny as hell. So, you know, and I like to hear their theory, because the more theory you know, it just lets you know, you can hear it from somebody else's mind. Because I have my theory, you have your theory, they have their theory, and then of course Flying Casual with Michael and Holly and Luke. Like, they talk between these 5 people. My colleague Doug at work, and then I found out the new guy Craig at work loves Star Wars too.
Hell yeah!
And so, yeah, this is crazy. But you know what? You wouldn't remember this, but that whole village scene reminded me of the Vietnam village in Rambo 2. Okay, so Sylvester Stallone, you know, whatever. You don't know him. You don't know how to burn. So, Rambo 2, he goes to this village, right? And to free some captured prisoners of war. You know, that's what happened back then. So, just explain to you, you know, Vietnam War stuff. And so he goes in there, right? And he meets this coup, right? So she becomes, like, in actuality, like his girlfriend. So, that being said, this village reminded me of the village in the 4th chapter of The Mandalorian. It was right there in front of us. And even when they panned out and they showed that village that we have been here for years, like, when they panned that out, yo, that looked like the Galactic Empire's symbol. Like, I could show you that. It was really, 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 really similar. Not exact, but the way the pools were like this, how everything was centrally located in the water holes where they were finding the blue krill. So, yeah, right?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, so that was really weird, because again, the Mandalorian, this is after the Empire died, or the Emperor died, I should say, and the Empire is crumbling. So, you know, that just lets me think that, so why do these people have that? They built it in that circle. So are those people like old stormtrooper people now, or I don't even know. I don't even know. That was crazy, but it was cool, and I got that Rambo feeling. If you watched Rambo First Blood Part 2, you would know what I'm talking about. It was just like that. Raider, I mean you just got to watch it. So, yeah, that's what we thought about The Mandalorian. What did you think about that lady trying to take his helmet off?
Well, that wasn't too good, because he said once he takes it off, he can never put it back on.
I know, but then there was that scene where in the background, when everybody left, he kind of took his helmet off. So he's been taking his helmet off, but I don't think he's been caught. So I don't know why, but there's a few people that have theories that he's like an adopted Mandalorian or something like that, or he's lenient, still learning the ways. So, like, that's okay for him, even though when he was in front of his peers, he's never taken off that helmet. That's what he said.
Yeah, he never took off his helmet. And there was a scene where when he was a kid, something happened and he didn't have his helmet off.
Yeah, we're learning about that. We get a new episode tomorrow. Ooh, yeah! I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I don't even know what it's going to be. I don't know. But the way, okay, so your first one, you find the child. The second one, he fights the beast. Or no, the second one, he goes back and gets the child. Right? The third one, gets the beast. Did I mess that up? What? But yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about here. That when each episode has had something. So this had like a war, and
they taught them how to. When they found the STST, they taught them how to fight for when the people came with their ATST. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that tells me right there that, you know, and that again, going back to that was a really cool additive, because these raiders got that. I mean, they got their hands on that and they used it to overpower people. But once that thing was down, they were weak. And that's just like life. If there's ever a bully in your life, if you step up to the bully, most of the time the bully will back down, because bullies usually are intimidating only by nature, not physicality. Some can get physical, but most of the time they don't. And once you stick up for yourselves, I mean, I remember one time I stuck up for somebody, and the dude I stuck up against ended up becoming one of my best friends. But it was all a misunderstanding, and that's how things go. I said misunderstanding. So, let's move along. Move along now. We're going to go over to Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. This one's going to be special, all right? So, you didn't catch the commercial with the Mortis dagger in it, if that's the dagger it is, where Rey is holding the dagger like this.
You mean the trailer?
Yeah, the trailer. Whatever. Whatever, man. Brother. Yeah. So this dagger it can kill gods, wills, celestials, higher powers. So in the Star Wars universe, not talked a lot, there are higher powers. Expanded universe, like when I talk about Abeloth and the Mortis family, where, you know, that's kind of how this was made, because in the Clone Wars, which I'm gonna let everybody know, I just started Rebels, and I've seemed to have watched a lot of different Clone Wars episodes, and I have read the books, but there's some things I missed, and the one episode I missed was this one, where Anakin and Obi-Wan is confronted by the father and the son.
I forgot what show I was watching on Netflix, and there's the droid because I forgot, but I was watching that season. I was almost done with it.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that was the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah, that was, because we didn't have access to Rebels or Resistance until now, because we didn't have access to it until Disney Plus came out, which is, again, the reason why we love Disney Plus so much, because it's allowed us to be able to finally have, you know, be able to witness this other shows that we've missed. Like, we've missed so much. So, yeah, so, you know, like I was saying, so, you know, you had your bargaining with the Jawas, and, you know, in episode 2, where he fought a beast. Then he fought people. Then he fought an army and had people stand up for themselves. So each episode is like a different challenge for him. And that's the thing. And now it's leaked, supposedly, that there's an actual, in episode 7, which is a couple weeks from now, that there's going to be a leaked scene from Rise of Skywalker. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. But I don't see how that would be possible unless the Mandalorian is really just a dream, the whole show. And if that Mandalorian and say, hey, the Baby Yoda show up in Rise of Skywalker, that this was just him taking a nap and whatever. It's, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is all that. And then he could, like, wake up for a second in this show. There was a show called Lost that did that really well. They went to the future, and they went back to the past, and they went what you thought was present, but really wasn't the future. It's really hard to explain, but, like, I don't know.
Well,
I might lose some people right there.
Well, maybe Baby Yoda could have a little scene in it. Maybe they could talk about him if that happens.
Yeah, that could be possible. And at the same time, you know, there's so much more to it. And what I'm looking at is like, so now that this dagger is involved, now that means Palpatine would most likely have to be in physical form for the dagger to be able to sink into his body to kill him. So, because that's what this dagger ultimately will do. But who puts it in him? And then you got all this talk about the Bendemption where Kylo Ren becomes the good guy. I just saw a recent poll by the Rebel Scum cast that they said, is Kylo a villain or is he a hero? And 80% at the time was saying he was a hero. So, and I picked hero.
He's kind of in between. He goes to like the bad phase and goes into goodish phase, and then he goes back into, yeah.
There's been the term Grey Jedi used a lot. Luke was a Grey Jedi technically in the EU because he had been back and forth between both sides. But, I mean, there's others too. I mean, Luke wasn't the first one to do it. But, that being said, we're looking at this as being, it could be one of the greatest Star Wars of all time. And I hope so, because I already did my top 10 Star Wars movies, so I wouldn't have to move anything. I could just pop this bad boy on top with a 1A and move Return of the Jedi down to that 1B, and we cool. You know.
Hell yeah!
So, yeah, I don't like the Reylo. I don't think that there's a connection. What I think the connection is that maybe they're cousins, but I think they could be brother and sister. And that maybe she was the younger sister and not so much twins, because technically Han and Leia with Jaina and Jason, they were twins. But, you know, that's a whole thing. Jason's pretty much the Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, where the Ben name comes from Ben Skywalker, who's technically Luke's son. Got me?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah!
So, you know, it goes back to my video game theory. We just beat Secret of Mana together, right?
Yes.
Yes, that was a fun game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that game. It was great. But there was the good guy, the Mana hero, my character that I played with most of the time. He was, of course, the hero, and then the ultimate evil in the game became the Mana Beast, not the evil humans that brought the Mana Beast out, right? So, and at the end of the game, when Sprite disappeared, was that sad?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because that's who you were no, you weren't her the whole time. No. But you liked how mouthy she was during the sleeping over scenes.
Sometimes they would make Saturn just take off.
Yeah, he would leave. So, but what I'm saying is, again, it's good versus evil. And, of course, there's always the maleficent people that are going to bring that ultimate evil out. And right now, the ultimate evil is Palpatine. And the good right now is supposed to be Rey. But what I really think needs to happen is it's going to take a double team to take him down. But in my opinion, Palpatine didn't handle Mace Windu too well, because Mace Windu was well versed. A lot of people speculate that he let Mace put him in that position to make Anakin feel a certain way. But I mean, if you watch the battle, Palpatine really comes after Mace Windu. Mace Windu, he disables him. But you go back to Yoda fought him single. So how would Palps take a double team, even though Count Dooku took a double team from Anakin and Obi-Wan twice? But of course, the second time, Anakin chopped his head off. So what I'm going to say is it'd be nice to see if there was like some kind of a Force ghost. I mean, like, okay, so we're going to see Force ghost, but like if Luke comes back with Anakin as a Force ghost with Yoda, I could see them use their powers together to channel and make Rey and Kylo stronger. But at that point, it just seems like now it's 5-on-1. And it's 3 Force ghosts. This is too much. This is why we resort back to the Fate series, and I think about what it took to kill Abeloth. Abeloth was in a machine. She was in multiple shells of people that she had possessed, fighting, and she was in the Beyond Shadows fighting Luke and the actual father of the Mortis family. Because there was a father, a daughter, and a son. And the son and the daughter represented the light side and the dark side. The father kept balance because these two would get crazy. What happened was Abeloth came along, and then when she dipped herself in the pool of knowledge, whatever, maybe I got that wrong, but when she went through all that stuff, it changed her. The same way it changed one of the Sith Lords during that series too, where he had to be killed by his fellow Sith, Luke, Ben, and Visar Kai, because he'd become different. And then eventually Vis had to kill her father because he wasn't for the Sith Order anymore. He was becoming treacherous. And they had like an emperor kind of guy in this series too. So there was like this guy that sounded like Emperor Palpatine. But he got beheaded by Abeloth because that's how powerful Abeloth was. She could be in multiple places, fight multiple times. So for me, if there's going to be any kind of fight with Palpatine, it has to be in ghost form. It has to be in the Beyond Shadows.
Well,
okay, go on.
Well, I think if they do fight him, I think that he might have came back and built himself as a robot because it kind of looked like he was like a robot in the trailer.
Some people say that it looks kind of like a skeleton. Or not skeleton, a spider. So, like, in that, I don't know. I think he's just coming out in a floating chair. I mean, Yoda for years floated around in that little disc thing that we have for our little stuffed animal Yoda thing. You know, like, he just floats around. People with force powers floats around. In this one series, I'm having a brain fart right now. In this one series, the actual, like, Sith Lord was blind. So, when he fought, it was off of everything. Like, he used the Force, hit the surroundings for his eyes. And he lost in the final battle. But, you know, and that was an actual, you know, it was a great book. That was an actual action audio book. So there was blasters, things going on. That's the one thing about Star Wars audiobooks. They always got, like, blasters going on in the background and things like that. So, yeah. Anyway, this is going to be a great movie. It's going to be out in like 15 days. We're going to see it in about 16 days or 17 days because we're going to go see it Saturday morning. And I can't wait.
Was it at 12?
No, it's at 11.
Okay.
So let's get this going here. This is about 30. We're at 30 minutes. We're going to talk about the Avicii tribute show, and I'm going to give away the secret word right now. The first secret word that will earn you, one of you fans, a free Christmas present from none other than Heat Override. Ooh, yeah. I mean, who doesn't like free? Molly, do you like free?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you listen to these episodes? I said listen to these episodes, get the words, and take a chance. But you will have to respond under my Facebook page or under my Twitter page through my messages. Send me a message And that will tell you have 4. Then you have to go to my Spreaker, since unfortunately that's my podcasting site that I use for recordings and being live and being able to bring the pain to you, my Painites. I don't know what to call my fans yet. Should they be Painites, or should be the pain of the crew of the pain? I don't know. Crew of pain. Maybe we'll let the fans do that one day. But anyway, you also got to go follow me. Got to follow me on Spreaker. You can look up the show. It's Bring the Pain by Heat Override. That's 2 zeros, 1 R, HEAT00VERIDE. Heat Override. You got it?
Oh, yeah!
So, the secret word today is Avicii. We love you, man. Woo! All right, let's talk about the Avicii tribute show. What did you think?
It was cool and fun.
Yeah? Would you go to a concert like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? I have to get you a little older. People do weird drugs. Yeah. They're weird, man. But it's all those concerts are about love, though.
What?
But that's a discussion. I can't take you to one of... I mean, I probably could. If it was at like a stadium, where they were at, it was way bigger and there was a lot of room. So, like if you were in a seat, that would be cool with you. To get you down in that crowd at this size right now that you're at, 8 years old, I'm not doing it. Not yet. I mean, when you get around 13 and you're up to being a brown belt, then maybe we can.
Hell yeah!
But I would have loved to be there today. Would you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you would have cried with everybody?
Maybe with Heaven.
Yeah?
This was my first time not crying to it.
Aw, that's sweet. And that's what Avicii did for people. Mini Override has only had a little bit of Avicii in her life. Now, she has listened to him for a long time, because believe me, I've played electronic music for you forever, right? Yeah? It's crazy. I'm crazy, ain't I?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do I do?
You play it all day.
Uh-huh.
And then dance to it.
Yeah, I do? What else do I do to it?
Sing it.
I sing it.
And then you jump.
Do I rap?
Yes.
Or sometimes my rap's horrible. I mean, sometimes they're good, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Brother.
Yeah, but, there were so many artists there. It was great to see all these people in Sweden supporting Avicii, but they were also supporting a cause, the Tim Bergling awareness for, mental health, so that people that have problems or can't think problems out or feel that they're backed into a corner and they can't find a way out, that there's always somebody there to talk to. And that's why this organization is being funded. That's why this happened today, so that people could donate and they can be aware that this does exist and people suffer from it every day. It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like those type of people, Avicii brought a smile to their face. These nights, that song gets me because it says, my father told me so. Like, your grandpa always told me, always to be the best that you can and have fun. But at the same time, I think your mom's listening to us. She said, no, you will not be taking her to an EDM concert.
Hi.
Hell yeah!
That one's for you, babe. Woo! But, this is what he wanted. Like they said today, Avicii wanted a stage, a band, and people. That's about as simple as it can be. That's why I would want to be somewhere like that, because it wasn't just a normal electronic. It wasn't an EDM concert. It was a concert to support people and give them hope. And that's awesome. I still wish we had Avicii. Can you imagine, the great things that he'd be doing right now, but it's not that way. Life ain't fair. So we have his music inside of us to always remember him, to always be a part of. Wake Me Up.
That's my favorite song.
I agree. It's a good song. I just have so many songs. That's why on my top 10 reasons, I didn't do a top 10 electronic artists. I couldn't rank them. I did top 10 reasons. There was no reason, even though in the end the number one reason was the number one reason of why I fell in love with electronic, but not just electronic, just music without words. Because sometimes words make you sad. But a beat, a melody, a tune, a riff, that never does. Do you love music?
Yes.
And you know we're going to see Kiss this year.
Yes.
Or next year, I should say. Because we already did see Kiss this year.
Yeah. Maybe this time I'll get a ball.
Get a ball.
I never get a ball.
We have to get close. That's a lot of money, though.
I really want either Paul Stanley or James Simmons.
Okay.
Mostly Paul Stanley, because that's my favorite.
What?
Yeah. It's, that's what music does for people, and that's what we want to convey, and that's what Bring the Pain is about. Bring the Pain, I make this show because I want to talk about Star Wars. I want to talk about Daily Fantasy Sports, DFS. I want to talk about the Rams. I want to talk about you and your mom's team, the Steelers. I want to talk about coaching. I want to talk about people getting hit in the head with helmets. I want to talk about Rambo. I want to talk about Avicii. I want to talk about things that make people happy. I don't want to talk about religion, and I don't want to talk about politics because I want people to always know that I will be and always will try to be positive. So that what happened to Avicii and what happens to other people in this world that suffer from that, mental health and things like that, that they might have a podcast to turn to.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's it. I think we hit it. We're at 37 minutes on a crazy little heat override and mini override podcast of Bring the Pain. So, you got your schoolwork, your homework's done, we're fed. I guess the only thing left to do is go play some Fallen Order and have fun. Give me an out.
Goodbye.
Yo, everybody, just remember, when you need someone or somebody to scream in the mic louder than you have heard anybody ever scream in the mic, always remember, Heat Override, Mini Override, and Chrissy Ray are always here, ready to bring the pain!